Hi, my name is Casey, and this is me. And these are my sisters. As you can see, I am the big sis of my family, and I always wish that I had my own older sibling myself so that they could tell me everything and just figure all my shit out for me. Well, I don't. I'm the oldest sibling. So, here is my 8-part series with the following topics on college-related advice. And I hope that this helps someone and I can be your internet big sis. Hi all, welcome to part 3 of my college advice series where I will be talking about personal finance. Now, before I get started, I am by no means an expert in anything. So please go ahead and do your own research and see what's relevant for you before you decide on things. Because I'm just telling you based on my experiences, based on things that I've heard, and also sprinkling in a little bit of my personal thoughts and like my philosophies on personal finance. I've said that word way too many times. But yes, do your own research. Don't listen to me. Just use me as like an idea. Now, at this point of me making this video, it's July, late July, so it might be too late, and I'm sorry. But if this is relevant for you and it's still possible, you might want to compare the schools that you're going to attend based on financial aid and based on what's going to be the most cost efficient for you. One thing you could do is, first of all, just check your school's financial aid, see how much you think they're going to offer. You can also email your school's financial aid advisor directly and see if there are any sort of financial aid offers for you. If you're an international student, it's going to be a little bit harder. No, it's going to be a lot harder because schools don't tend to provide any sort of financial assistance to international students, but you're still more than welcome to email your financial advisor or the general financial advisor of your school and ask if there are any scholarship opportunities and such for yourself. So that's the first thing. Second thing relating to that is that you might want to compare your schools. For example, if you get into like Hopkins, and you really want to go to Hopkins, but you also got into like Rice, and Rice is giving you a much better offer. Try to be more tactful about this, but one way you could do it is email Hopkins and say, I really want to attend Hopkins. It's just that finances are a bit of an issue for me. I'm finding that another school is a little bit more affordable, but is there any way that my financial aid could be adjusted so that I can attend the school of my dreams, which is Hopkins or something like that. If you do it in a smart enough and a nice enough way, chances are that you might have a chance at getting better financial assistance from that school. So that's the first thing. That's before you even go to school. You might want to compare schools and really think about how this is going to look like for your future. If you happen to be in a position where this is not something you have to worry about, then like absolutely do whatever you want, pick whatever you want, and good for you, okay? The second thing I'm gonna say, which absolutely blew my mind because I did not realize this was an option until I got into school, been in school for a few years, and realized my peers are graduating early. I think the best way to save money in terms of school and tuition is literally to just graduate early. If you think about it, now if I'm speaking purely in terms of like the total cost of attendance, Hopkins is $80,000 a year. So if I graduate 1 year, I am literally shaving off $80,000 that I could otherwise put somewhere else, and I'm also going to get a job a year earlier than my peers, and that is a lot of money saved. And some people graduate like a semester early, and that's $40,000. Now, okay, yours might be different, but I'm just giving you context that this is a lot of money saved, and it's something that's feasible because there's actually a lot of people that graduate early, especially if you have AP or IB credits already that can be contributed towards like your credits at school. If you're efficient about the way you plan your school from the start, then it's entirely possible for you to graduate early and save some money. 3, there's another thing that blew my mind when I was doing this financial stuff, is that there's an option for you to have like a budget adjustment or financial aid adjustment request to your school. Now, this is gonna sound different depending on your school, but I think for my school it's called financial aid adjustment. Basically, if some event happens in your life or in your parents' life or whoever's paying for your tuition, that makes it so that you can no longer pay for your tuition, you have the right to request a budget assistance and see if your school can offer more financial aid. Now, I'm talking about this purely for, I think, American citizens and permanent residents, and I don't really know the rest. And I know for international students this probably is not an option, but you're more than welcome to take a look and see if that is an option for you. For another thing to save money for tuition is to take a look at scholarships. Now, personally, I have not really applied to or won any scholarships, but I know people that, for example, a friend of mine has a sister who is going to school almost entirely on scholarships, and they're not like huge scholarships. They're actually like itty bitty scholarships here and there, $1,000, $2,000, $500, that actually add up to quite a bit. In fact, according to my friend, these small scholarships, and also according to my research, small scholarships tend not to have that many applicants because people kind of think, oh, it's not worth the effort, it's only $500. But if you can take the time to go through it over the summer or something and apply to a bunch, chances are that you might have a chance at winning like one or two, or not one or two, but like you have a chance at winning them, especially because there are not that many applicants in the first place, and a lot of people think it's not worth my time because it's too little. 5, if this is the first time that you are starting to live on your own, it might be helpful for you to have some sort of like personal finance tracking system. Now, you could use something simple, like you could download an app and write down your expenses as you use them every single day on your phone or your iPad or something. You could just use a notebook as well. I think it's just a good habit to get into as you are turning 18 and becoming a young adult in this world. Now, I'm not that much older than you, but I just think it sounds like something that's helpful, so do it. 6, another habit that I think probably sounds like a good idea. Now, I don't know, because once again, I have only lived like a few years older than you, and this is coming from my very limited experience and my very limited research. But probably start getting into the habit of saving and investing. It's more of like getting into the habit of it rather than making anything significant, because at this point, even if you have a part-time job, you're probably not going to make that much money even if you tried. So it's more of getting into the habit of it rather than to actually accumulate into something significant. 7, on that note, even if you don't really need a part-time job, it might be helpful. I think that getting a part-time job is something that builds character. It also looks good on your resume in the future when you apply for other jobs. You have experience working with other people, solving problems, solving like social, interpersonal problems with other people and such. So consider getting a part-time job. There are part-time jobs at school. You can also look on Indeed, and you can also reach out to like research professors that might need a research assistant and such. There are plenty of options there, and it might be good for your own like character development to take a look and find out. And the last thing is more of my philosophy on things. So take it if you want and don't feel bad if you don't. But I assume going into college is around the time where people start making some money on their own, with part-time jobs and such, and also managing their own money without parents or other adult involvement. Something that I personally believe in is making a point to do something nice and good and positive with your money, like donating to charity every month or every year or whatever it is, like regularly. It does not have to be a lot, but I think it's just the idea of knowing that like you're also getting personal gain from this, and you're also somebody else is also kind of gaining from that, and it's just, I think, a nice habit to have. And if everyone could do something nice like that with their money and time, because if you think about it, you now you can skip my rant if you don't want to listen, and if you don't agree with me, by all means, that's fine. But if you think about it, you making your own money is also you putting time into making that money, and you putting time and energy into making that money. So if you're giving somebody else that money that needs it a little bit more than you, then you're also in some way giving your time and energy to that person. And it's kind of a very rewarding feeling knowing that like you participated in something a little bit bigger than yourself. And also this is random, but one time I had a professor come in and give a very long talk about how, like, someone really cares about it if they put their money into it, because money is equal to time and energy, and what could otherwise be spent on yourself. So if you really care about a cause, then go ahead, do something nice about it. And I feel like that is just a nice habit to have, and if everyone could do a little bit positive in this world like that, then we could end up making much bigger difference. Now that's just my personal philosophy. Don't listen to it if you don't want to. That's it that I have for my personal finance intuition video. It was kind of short because I don't know too much, and there's really not much else that I can think of as relevant to you guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I will be posting 5 more videos at this point of other topics related to college advice. Yay, bye.